How you guys doing? This is Hybridsteel. Welcome back to Gold Rush, the video game. For the last, I don't know, what? I mean, how long have we been doing this? Like 6-7 days now? I'm day 8 apparently. I can't remember what I've done all. Basically, I had to go into a new claim. I did have a video actually prepped to show you what I've been doing. And then I sat there and just went, well, this is a complete waste of bloody time, because that means I have to show you exactly what I've done. Basically, you know the rules. I just reset the map like everybody else does. I paid for it. I drilled all the holes. Well, I didn't drill all the holes. I used the bank to drill all the holes. We're all good. So I'm going to load up my game now, and then you can criticise me, have a go at me. The joys of life, isn't it? It's all well and good. Also, I'm trying to learn how to use the front loader, and there is a reason for it. Aaron Purchase, welcome to the live stream. How you doing, buddy? I got some fluffy stuff on my computer. Yeah, it's all like there's dust. Lovely. Oh, at some point I'll have a better computer. Better air vents. Maybe at some point. We'll see. Anyways, so this is my new claim. I say my new claim. It's basically Nighthawk, but I went one step further. I now have 2 Frankensteins, and I started on this map. Hello, Mr. Steel. How you doing, Mike Temple? Welcome. So, yeah, I started basically trying to use the front loader because when I reset the map, it came up as a honeypot map, and I really like this map, and I want to take as much gold off it as possible. So, that wall that you can see there with the front loader, I have to use the front loader for this. And the reason for it is just because I'm in a very unique situation with the gold in the ground. So all of this is gold. All of it. Every last inch. If I could just get up on top, I'll show you. Right, so all of this land is gold. From like here all the way that way. And it's all good. You left split stream for me? Oh, you didn't have to, but thank you very much. Most appreciated. So yeah, all of this is gold. And how I know all this is gold is that all of this is gold. It's a honeypot. And it's very, very rich. So yeah, I've basically been trying to learn how to use the front loader to a better standard. The reason why I'm not clearing the overburden is because there is no overburden. All this is top level gold, and it's very, very rich. So I was like, cool. I'm not coming off this map. And the best way to get the most amount out of this map is to literally skin it, the whole thing, down to this layer here, and then dig it out with the excavator and move it all backwards, and then maybe go down to the last level that I can't reach, and just basically take all of it, because I don't think I'm ever going to get a map better than this. So I'm just trying to make it better, basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up this first one, chuck it up to 100, and then we're just going to turn it on and go for it. So if I'm a little bit slow, let me know. I could always use more tips on this, because I've got to be honest, the front loader is really slow. I sort of wish they would speed up the hydraulics of this, because it is just, well, it's deathly slow. It's pointlessly slow. It's horrible slow. And all I've got to do now is dig with my front loader. So I do this, and then I go this way, and then I turn, and then I go forwards. Now this does, with the excavator you do 6% fill on the run. With this you do 8%, so you get an extra 2%, which I've got to be honest, I don't see the big hoo-ha for it. If I'm going to be honest, this seems too slow for me. The excavator, I'm always moving, I'm going left to right and doing all the other stuff. The front loader just seems like slow. I can't put my finger on to say why, but I think it does need either practice, which I haven't had a lot of, or it definitely needs a fine tune. But I am fairly useless at this game, so yeah. But I don't really have to be in much of a rush. This ground is so rich. It's so funny. Down. How goes the battle? I'm learning how to use an excavator. Not excavator, front loader. I have to learn how to make this go faster. So if you can give it, if you've got any tips, Billy, that would be awesome. If not, I'll just sort of work it out as I go. But yeah, front loader. I have to use the front loader for the first part because there's a lot of gold in this, and all of it is topsoil. I don't want to get rid of any of it. And use a controller. Oh, okay. Is it that bad? Is it much better? Is it much better with the controller than for this? Because I thought my downside is literally the hydraulic speed is a pain in the ass. Dump sideways. What? So you dump like that? Okay, so let me get you straight. So let me just straighten this up. Dig in. I don't get it. Sideways? That makes no sense to me. Like I said, I'm just having to learn how to do it. So the bucket is over the belt like that. Right. Oh, this feels really weird. Okay. For me, it's the bucket speed. It just takes so long to lower. How you doing, Alpha? See, for me, just doing that is completely fine. But then it's always like lining it up. It definitely needs to be wider. It needs to be fed into a hopper, really. Oh yeah. Yeah, I haven't got that person yet. I only bought this today. So I was like, you know what? I sort of need it. Low is the front loader. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. But I need it for this map now. There's no... I can't... At the moment, I can't... I need a third Frankenstein, really. But I definitely need all the topsoil, so... How you doing, Itchy? Welcome. Had a fun daughter-dad day. A lot of gaming together and hanging out watching movies. That's excellent. I had alright. I mean, my kids were as normal as they could be. And then I had some nice women drill a hole into my tooth. It was awesome. It was a fun day for the whole family. Oregon Trees Gaming. What up, dude? But yeah, so it's still a little bit raw, but that was done at... It only took 20 minutes as well. She was well quick. Either that or just the tooth inside was just so bad. It was like, we're just going to get rid of all of this. It's fine. But that's why I'm a little bit like croaky. But there is a method to the madness for using the front loader, and I've never had this before. So yeah, the front loader is like, unfortunately right now, it's the best way I can do gold on this map. I could dig it all off with the excavator, but I think that I would actually mess it up a lot. On Rivertown, it's slow progression. Really? We were mainly, most of us were off really quickly at Rivertown. So how many ounces of potential goldie am I sitting on? A fundamental crap load. There isn't a square that's in front of me that hasn't got less than 2,000 ounces in it. Some have even got 3, so a lot. What I'll do is, let me just go and start my plant up and I'll show you. Actually, we need to refuel this first. Yep. No, River. So unless he's playing normal, some people actually had Rivertown as their starter claim. After day 1, they let Rivertown open up as the first claim. Fuel in the hole. No, there it is. My best square is 300 ounces total. I got Rivertown as the first claim in Leaderboard. Yeah, so day 1 it opened up as Pine Valley. Day 2, apparently Rivertown was literally the go-to, and I don't know why they changed it. It was very strange. So the thing is I don't understand why it changed, but apparently people had literally they had to go to Rivertown. So I don't know if the devs made a mistake or they just went, we shouldn't have done this, and then there were some people that started on Pine Valley. So it was very, very strange. Right, let me just go and turn the rest of my let me just go and turn the plant on, and we'll be alright. I have Rivertown. Yeah, it's weird, like day 1 we were we were all on big one. Pop that in. Stick that on. Stick that on, and off you go to Neverland. There we go. Yeah, so here's my map, and when I drilled it, I was like, holy shit. All my gold is concentrated mainly in this section here. We got 2700, 33, 35, 33, 26, 35, 35, 35, 32, 28, 32, and it's all surface level gold. Like the whole lot is surface level. And I was just sitting there going, I mean, I could like bring it all down to flat and then just dig it straight up, or I could learn how to use the front loader and be like, screw it, I'm just taking everything, and I don't care where I come in the position of the leaderboard, because I'm literally just going to take the whole lot. I'm even tempted to just leave it all out through permafrost and just fix everything in the morning when I get up through the next year, and just like, I'm gonna fix everything, and then we're just gonna go back to digging, because everything on this land is that rich. If I start getting more mechanics through, I'm gonna start hiring more mechanics, because if I can just keep everything running going into the next season, then so be it. But it's a lot of gold. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just done. I'm just going to go for it. I'm just trying to clear out as much as I can. It's not like I haven't got time. Like, what, we got 3 weeks? And I spend the majority of my time, like, in the mornings and stuff with the kids, because they're eating their breakfast and, like, just waking up and stuff. I sit here and play Gold Rush whilst they're eating their breakfast. So, yeah, I do all the parenting stuff, but at the same time, I am sitting there just like, I'm going to dig for a couple of hours and I'll be fine. But yeah, pure honeypot. But yeah, next month I probably won't be doing Gold Rush. I've got to start doing videos again. So I reckon Out of All probably having like another update again at some point. So might have to look into that as well. Especially with like the game that I started and haven't really ever finished. So we've got to go into that again. And then mainly just prep for Hybridsteel, because DLC comes out in April and it's like, it's getting closer. So I've got to start like sitting here waiting for that to happen now. It's like, yeah, come on, it's getting closer, man. I can, yeah, but then you lose a decent member of staff. Especially like because most of my members of staff actually do something. So the chances are is you'll get more mechanics as you go through. I mean, when I was last playing, I think we had 3 by the end of it. So nothing broke down. My mechanics were just constantly going around fixing everything. But yeah, it's all good. I'm actually looking forward to next month just actually going back to doing a few videos, which is going to be fun. Mainly because I go back to my normal streaming schedule next month. So it'll be like 3 streams a week, a couple of videos in there as well. Take it a little bit slower for a little bit before I go like hell for leather on Hybridsteel, because Hybridsteel in April is going to be, it's going to be big. You know, we'll do live streams, we're going to do videos. I may even buy a couple of keys to give away to people. I'll see how things go, because I've got to be honest, I sort of owe it to you guys, you know, the community that built this channel up around Hybridsteel. So if I can give out a couple of keys for that as well, that'd be awesome. So I'll look into how much money I've got by that point. I'll start saving now, should I? Well, you can only retrain them when they get to 70%, so... Yeah, so yeah, it was no breakdowns, no nothing. Having 3 mechanics going was pretty damn cool, because even though it was costing a load, I mean, you make so much money in this game, it doesn't really matter at that point. You're like, screw it, I'm just going for as many mechanics as possible, because nothing breaks down. And when it comes to like going into like the winter season, that's when you just sit there and just go, you know what, I'm just not gonna bother putting my stuff away. I'm just going to let my mechanics just constantly repair stuff over and over again until I'm not playing it anymore. Yeah, once an employee gets to 70% on the curriculum thing, you can retrain them into anything you want. So yeah, how you doing, Ben? Welcome in. Right, I need to highlight the next row back now, so I know where I'm digging to, which is this row. I've only got one achievement left. Got to get another 4,000 tokens. Oh, yeah, the grind. Yeah, yeah. Yep, it's a fun one, that. How is it going on Gold Rush? Yeah, not bad. Oh, don't worry about the awful grammar. I can barely type and talk half the time. It's all right. Oh, slow hydraulics. Hog pen workers. Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah. If I can get a couple of those in here, yeah, that'd be pretty cool, actually. Well, hopefully, I'll get some people. We'll get some people that want to work here. But I'm not really going to stop anymore. Like, I know people just like, well, what you do is you pause it off for a bit. You just zip through the season and you'll be fine. I might zip through winter, maybe, if I don't use my employees and then my mechanics fix stuff. Going into permafrost should be better, right? I've got a request in for onion and corn. The two I didn't have at the start. Yeah, you have to buy them over time. It's a long-winded process. But it's okay. You'll get there. All I want to do now is, I've got to be honest, all I want to do is I want to just dig it out with the excavator. I find the excavator faster than this. But it's worth it, you know? I think I'm about 70% up. Right, let me try that. How was the dentist? Oh, they chucked another hole in my tooth. Awesome. Basically, I had a filling. I told you I was about 60-70%, wasn't I? 59. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it only took 20 minutes. I was in. I was anaesthetized. Well, I wasn't anaesthetized. Like anaesthetic was put in. It was all good. Do you own the claim? Yeah, I own everything. Yeah, I was gonna release a video. It was gonna be a short video of like me buying the claim and doing this. And it was like I can't be bothered. I recorded it. I think it's still in my recycle bin. I mean, I might be able to. Give me a second. Recycle bin. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's empty. I must have got rid of the whole lot. Damn it. Basically, I recorded it being done. I spent a couple of 100,000 on drills as well. So I did it all properly. Basically, I cashed in 1,000 ounces of gold because that's how much I'd done with like the plant before. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go do this. So instead of like ripping through what I was going to do, I was like, no, screw it. I'm just going to go and reset the claim. And it could have landed on a better claim. I think it could have, but you never know. But I know I haven't cheated, so that's okay. And I think even the devs can tell if you've cheated now. So that'd be interesting to see if they've got actually like an actual cheating program in. But this is the richest claim I've ever seen. Well, it was one of the suggestions I put through into the Discord today. It was like, make this wider or give us a hopper box. Because if it's not lined up exactly, it's not... I have no idea what place I am. I've just been playing. I think I'm above like where I was yesterday though. I'm 24th with 17,000 gold. I'm not going to stop doing this claim. Let's put it this way. I've got a couple of buckets already aside that I cleaned out today. And then I went to the dentist. After I've done this round, I'm estimating I've probably got another 3,000 ounces just kicking about. So, it'll be alright. But it's not. It's all about what my goal was. My goal was to hit 100,000 ounces this season, because then it means I'm making progress. Because I hit what 90. It was 97,000 ounces last season. If I do 100,000 ounces this season, I'm all good, because then it just shows progression, which is good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through Old Man Gaming season from like 31 as well. Basically write down everything he did, like setting up the plant, what he bought, and so on and so forth, and basically translate that into like later this year, because I do want to do this again, but I want to see how it's better, how I could do things a little bit faster maybe, because Old Man Gaming and a couple of the other bigger guys, they know how they play in the game. They've played this a lot more than I have. So if I just jot down a few notes and just leave it out so I can learn from it, and then basically over time just get better, scrub, you know. It is one of those games. It's Dark Souls logic. It's basically get better. There's no other way. I mean, get better and spend like more time playing it. But if you can do things faster, then you haven't got a problem. My problem is speed. I don't have a lot of speed. I just do things that I feel is right. So if I can do that, knowing how to do things faster, then I'll get better. That's just how it is with everything. It's why that if I play Hybridsteel now, I can get a drill and a harvester on the claim within what 25 minutes, because it's just speed and like muscle memory and how you do things, and it basically just works the same way. Once you've done it a couple of times, you start learning it all. Yeah, as I said, I still don't know why the devs did that, because day one we went to Pine Valley. So I don't understand why they changed it all back to Rivertown on day two, sorry. I mean, you could ask them. But yeah, we also, if you played it day one, you were on Pine Valley. It's just a nicer claim. There's a lot more. I should have stayed on there longer. I should have done a bit more digging. I should have taken out the richer squares instead of doing what I always do, which is procrastinate. I should have done things faster. I should have. That's just how it is. Don't forget, guys, if you are enjoying this stream or all the stuff I do on this channel, hit the like, subscribe, and notification button below for all of the updates. If you're lurking, thank you very much for being here. It's most appreciated. I don't expect you to talk. You're probably busy. Or you might be one of those unfortunate parents of, like, your kids just puked up on them. Don't worry, it happens to the best of us. And the worst of us. But, yeah, I get it. Don't worry. Been there, done that. Had to buy more t-shirts. But yeah, it's a bit funny. Like when you had a filling done, you think they go, Gold Eagle, how you doing? You're lurking with a beer and watching TV. Oh, fantastic. Am I on the TV or am I on your phone? If I'm on the TV, that's really scary. I'm officially a TV star. I started late day one. That sucks. So I don't understand why they opened up Rivertown for like some people and they opened up like Pine Valley for others. That just makes no sense. You work 12 hours a day. Yeah, I know. I remember you saying. It still doesn't make any sense. So I'm right there with the sort of concern. I don't know. Phone, mate. I've had a busy day with kids. I get it. Don't worry. I had a fight with my kids. It was, why aren't you eating your lunch? Because I don't want to. Because I'm a donut. It's like, yes, you are a donut. You should eat your food. And all I did for them today was a jam sandwich. And then I tried to make them eat a hot dog. They don't like hot. Well, Logan eats hot dogs. Ollie throws a temper tantrum at anything that looks like a sausage. Yes. They should. Yep, that's what I'm expecting. But yeah, I've been trying to get them to eat new things this week, to no avail. When you sit there and just go, why? Why are you like this? You should not be like me. Wobbly sausage. I didn't know there was a gold total in a normal mode. Yeah, so basically you got this is normal mode, and then seasonal is basically like how much you earned in one season. So if you look at like Classy Games here, 149,000 ounces, he did that in one season, which is, if I'm going to be honest, questionable. If you see all the other people on this list, like with their 20 to 30,000 ounces. Accelerate with 64, that's probably doable if you're really chomping through the bit. But 149,000 ounces in one season, to me that sounds a little bit fishy. Now, I would love to see that run to prove that it's not like suspicious. But yeah, I think it is partially me, and be like, anybody that just flies the way they do, I don't get it, because I think the only person I ever saw go that fast was Split. I've never seen anybody else do it, sort of thing, unless they were actually cheating. So I don't know. I think the devs might be watching him to basically see his totals and stuff, but he could just be really good at the game. He must be playing 24/7. Yeah, definitely. That's how it'd have to be. I mean, to be honest, 3 people under investigation currently in this leaderboard, and you can easily do 130. If you turn over 3 or 4 times, I suppose, yeah. But I mean, I think people are going to be under scrutiny a lot more. I think this is why I like streaming this, and I like playing it live, because you get to see what I'm doing. You're actually here going, oh, okay. You're actually just plodding by. Like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to learn how to do certain things going into like next season. My next season is probably going to be, I want to say sort of like September time, because between April and June I'm going to be busy, because Hydra is just going to kick my ass. I know it's going to be busy for me, so I'm all good for it. And anything else that might come out around that time I don't know as well, so I might be covering other games as well. And normally, sort of going into the end of the year, there's normally some sort of like game that I really want to cover, or I want to get into. So I have to sort of see, and we'll just have to go from there. But yeah, I got to be honest. Like Hydra, when it comes to Gold Rush, for a couple of months a year, it's actually not bad. You know, I don't mind doing like the whole Christmas run up or the after Christmas sort of thing, and finishing at the end of February for Gold Rush is actually it's actually quite good. And the reason why is because like not a lot comes out during this time in the gaming world. There's never anything amazing around, and it's like I'll just carry on. I can do another season sort of, and not really worry too much, if that makes sense. So from a content creator's point of view, this is all right. Well, in order to do 130,000 ounces in one season, you would have all the fundamentals set up already. Your claim would be basically ready to go, and you would basically jump onto your claim. you take the top layer of soil off and you restart it, and then you go into another one. Set up in about 20 minutes, half an hour, and then you dig out the top level again, and then you reset the claim. If you can do that a couple of times, it's like, let's say it's about 30,000 ounces for a nice patch of ground. So they'll take about 8 or 10 squares. They'll take the top section off, and then they'll reset. Yeah. I'm going to sit on this season though, because this season's going to... I think this claim is literally just going to be me for the next couple of weeks. I don't see if I'm going to do anything else. There's a lot of dirt to shift. Which claim is this, may I ask? This is Nighthawk. This is like Gold Central. Like the most richest ground you're going to get in the game is Nighthawk. Yeah, when I stream, it just means I'm doing anything legit. You can't fault me on that, basically. Think, is that everything? No, there's still stuff going through. Everything's filling up. Come on, 100%. Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. You know what? I'll take it. Right, let's go and switch these off for a second and do a clean up, and then we'll just carry on. I was looking back at pre-2. Yeah, Hydra is a different beast. It really is like now. So if you watch like if you watch one of my first videos and then watch like a later video, you'll see the massive change. No Pepsi Max. Oh yeah. So we had a takeaway last night, so I got a bottle of Fanta instead. Because they either did Diet Coke or Fanta, and I don't really drink Coke. I don't even drink really Diet Coke. It just tastes funny. So I drink Fanta. I like Fanta. It's always good to have a change sometimes. Need a bucket. There's my bucket. Right, and everything's dirty, so we need to get rid of all these. Go in. Oh, yeah. These are. I think these have got sketchier since the last game. I think their hitboxes definitely need retuning. And old sorters, yeah, the old sorters, the big boxes. They were pretty cool. I remember when Helios actually, when he modded them out, so we could change that as well, which was pretty cool. Back in the day when Helios was one of our top modders. It was awesome. He was one of the... I would say he's one of the founding fathers of like the modding community, because he was the guy who started modding Hydra. And then after that, there hasn't really been any like... I mean, there's been a couple of decent mods, and there's a couple from Itchy and a few bits, but I wouldn't say anything like majorly groundbreaking for a really long time now on Hydra. I think it's basically, if you play the game with the mods, then you're genuinely going to get like a better experience. A lot of those mods on that game are basically quality of life. Like, you know, different angled piping, because that really helps. Really does. I always find those too loud. Old man gaming, how you doing, bud? Oh no, Helios did some of the earlier mods, but a lot of the mods that are in that are just more like random now. I've never downloaded like the big IKEA mod shop because it sucks a lot of resources out of the game, and you can feel the lag every time you turn up there. So I decided against it, and everything looks too shiny. Like the guy who made it is obsessed with like really shiny skins. No, I'm all good. It was like walking into Abba's dressing room. Good so far? Excellent. So I'm going to do a 6 bucket cleanup. I'm expecting 3,000 ounces. Expecting. How's the gold rush going? Mate, I'm so happy with this map. I'm going to take my time with it, but I'm basically going to dig out as much as I can. I'm not moving. I'm even hoping that I get more mechanics. And I can just keep everything running, and I don't care. Which is better? Hold on. Which is better, the Nuggeter or just fill buckets with water and clean? Nuggeter takes less time. It's all good. You know, all you got to do is fill it, and it just empties the whole lot for you. And it's only on for a couple of minutes. It's only on for like a minute. You know, you get all this done, and then you haven't had to sit there and just go drip, drip, drip. And it's like, oh, such a slow process. Could you imagine doing all of it when you've got 3 stacks of mats? Can you imagine doing those by hand instead of using this? No, 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 no. No, sir. There we go. Last one on this one. Get up there. That's all good. To be honest, ever since the achievement update, I've preferred regular vanilla survival. Yeah, same. I mean, I stopped using mods on Hybridsteel a little while ago. I mean, as said, the ones I reviewed were really good, and they did help with quality of life. But when you've played the game enough, and you can rely on one or two things, and you'll be fine. Like for me, if I want to play the game properly and I just want to enjoy myself, I'll use the hourglass, so I never have to see a night cycle, and I use the hat because I like flying around. They're the only 2 things I need, and they're not even mods; they're in the game. So yeah, I don't really use mods. I didn't even use the F7 mod going into my up-to-date save. I just played the game and be happy. Right. Chugga chugga choo choo. You watch how quickly that gold total goes up. I'm expecting a few more, but you never know. Maybe 1,000. We'll see. It's probably going to be far less than I was expecting, right? Yep, it's the same for me. Like, I'll just get around it. If I need to like lay extra pipe to do stuff, then I'll do that. I just find a way of doing things. $3,398 now. And then it's back to the grind. So I'll go and fill up the first one again, and we'll just carry on. Go forward. Like I said, I'm looking forward to getting like another Frankenstein in here, and then I might use the excavator just to take the top layer off, because this to me it just feels too slow. So I think I only have to go back like another square, and then I'll drop another one in here. So I'll basically just smelt another like 1,000 ounces, and then that's £1,000,000 and then I'll just buy another Frankenstein. I'll see if I can get one after I've done this, but we'll just see how things go. But I can only take off this much dirt. I can't take anything else, and if I do, then I start screwing myself over. So, yeah. But it's been a bit of it's been a bit more of an experience this time around. Like actually using front loader for once, learning how to like do certain things, relearning I should say. I don't particularly like using the creative stuff myself. I feel there's no particular point in rushing. I prefer flying around because it is faster and I can tow a cart behind me. So I just prefer that. And the hourglass thing I like because I don't like driving around a lot of the time. Like Hydra is fun, but when you've done it for 3 years, you're like, no, I just want to go faster. So for me, it is the fact that I've just played the game for too long. So playing the base game and then playing it for a couple of years, you do just want to do things quicker. So yeah, that's why I use those. Like I said, they're not mods. They're completely they're in creative, and you can knock them into a normal game. It's just game doesn't like you doing it because it goes against the achievements run, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm all right with that. And it took me a couple of extra streams to get all the achievements. I just use the hourglass. I really like it. Yeah, same man. I really like the vanilla version of Hydra. I wouldn't have played it for so long if I didn't like it. So that's why, like, when it comes to the DLC, I want to be like really meticulous about everything, because I sort of owe it to Hydra, you know. Hydra for me has been one of the reasons why this channel has done what it has. You know, and I know, as I said, I know it's never going to be like a million subscriber channel, but with Hydra being that like main source of just viewers and people who actually subscribe to like come and see a game that's just enjoyable, genuinely I owe a lot to Hydra. I mean, admittedly, I bought the game to start with, so I owe it to myself for buying the game as well, but for becoming one of the becoming one of the people that gets relied on for certain things, I do see it as a personal responsibility to sort of help the community, like, going forward in any way that the game goes. So yeah, that's the plan, is like when the DLC does come out, I want to be there, like doing the stream, answering questions and stuff. I hope I get into the beta, because if I get into the beta, then at least then I can start learning the game as well. Worst comes to worst is I have to do it at the same time as you guys, which means the videos are going to be slower, but the streams are going to be there still, which means I'm going to be learning on the fly. So we just have to see. I mean, I'm hoping testing starts like end of the month, because I don't want it to interfere with this. I'm going to jump onto Hybridsteel a couple of times between now and like getting into it, because I want to get back into that whole how fast can I dig, how quick can I do things. So I probably will just do like you'll if you've got me on Steam, you'll probably just see me playing Hybridsteel every now and then, and I'll be like, okay, he's just chilling. It's just my way of doing stuff. I might just be faffing around with one of my builds as well, just trying to make it look better for the end of. So it's not really a negative way of like getting rid of a mechanic. Like, if you want things to work faster, the hourglass was just better, you know. So you could speed through the hourglass, and you could generally just grow crops faster. So this means if you wanted to do like loads of veggie quests to get a crop or something, you would just speed up time, so the vegetables grew faster. That's all you had to do. It just took away that like the monotonous grind of waiting for things to grow, which sucked. And that as I said, that's the one main issue. And that's why I used the hourglass. I used it because I didn't like night cycles as well. I still don't really like night cycles, but you know, what can you do? I don't even like the night cycle in Gold Rush. I hate it. I wish I could skip it, but you can't. Because if you skip it, then you waste time. So you just have to put up with it. Unfortunately, you guys have to put up with it as well, because I don't turn on lights. You can do that with the bed, yeah, but it doesn't really speed up the process of growing the crops faster, and you have to wait for a certain time of day for the bed to be like functioning. So if you do it with the hourglass, you can literally just be standing there jabbing the button, and the hourglass just clicks through time, and you see things growing in real time. Especially like broccoli and things like that, they take like a good couple of days to grow. I rewatched the plot video. Would you ever consider mildew? No. Mildew is one of those places that only like if you want to go there and work on it, it's fine. But for me, I wasn't a big fan of the tier system of water, so I said no. I'm so stuck on doing things on South Hope as well. I just like South Hope for me is my home. Well, it's so if you wanted to go faster in crop growing, like if you needed to knock out a couple of soups quickly or grow like 30 tomato plants so you're ready for orders, it's just a way of speeding that up. Most of the time I don't even use the hourglass. I just leave it there, press pause, and I'm constantly in daylight. But that's because I don't really do a lot of farming. Again, it's just me. You don't have to do what I do. It's just that's what I preferred. And if you prefer doing something, then it just gets into that funny routine that everybody lives with. You do it because you want to do it. No other reason. People prefer to use the magic wand. I can understand that. It's a duplicating tool. It's awesome. But you only use it when you want to. And if you're doing stuff like the way that we would do, if we were testing like any version of Hybridsteel, when it comes to like the base game, I tend to use the magic wand to like duplicate up a load of stuff, and then I can test like stuff on a little bit faster. So it just means that gets done, and then you whack it into like normal mode, and then you basically see if the game's working properly. It's a good way of testing like FPS in the game. The magic wand's ideal for just going click. Oh, look at that! I've got 10 drills. But like I said, I don't really use it. I only use it if I was testing stuff. But most of the time I'd use the F7 mod. So how I used to do my benchmark, how I used to do the bench tests in Hybridsteel was I used to use the creative mode. So I used to use the F7 mod, build a massive drill base, and then sit there and go, right, cool, and then turn it on. But then I used to uninstall the mod first, because if you try and do like any sort of beta testing with mods installed, it can have adverse reactions. So you uninstall the mods and then you test the game, which is completely fine. That was just how we did it. Oh, I left my nuggets running. Right, the light on. Let's go. That one's on as well. But there we go. Also, hydro tip: if you ever want to get the hydro mole into your mining setup, as only your entrance is 5 blocks. Oh no, you just dig a big hole. It's fine. How was my day? It was completely fine until I had to go and get my tooth drilled. I think that's basically as much I can say. Joys of getting older. Things just start falling apart randomly and they're like, oh. I mean, if I was a car, I've probably got like a good 100,000 miles left in me. And it's like, yeah, you're getting close. That's alright. Joys of life. You have to have these things done. I'm sort of glad I never had to do this when I was younger, let's put it that way. Because I think I'd have just been pissed off more than anything. Like, nowadays I sort of accept it. I think it is just because I am older. And it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, it's going to happen anyway. I'm sort of glad I did spend around... I spent 35 years of my life not having any fillings or anything, any problems. So I count myself very, very lucky. But now it's like the last sort of 5 years have been sort of... Yeah, it's been like, oh yeah, this is going to need to done. You need to do this now. You got to do this. You got to look after this. I've even had to sit here and just go, you know what? I may even have to start joining a gym because I'm going to need to. I need to start looking after myself, and I don't really lead a very active lifestyle. Not anymore, at least. I mean, when you finish work and you don't do it anymore, it's really hard. And then when you haven't got a hobby that takes you outside the house, it's really hard. So, I mean, yeah, I'm going to start. I'm taking up golf at the end of this month when the weather's a little bit nicer, and it's genuinely so I'm not getting like pissed on. And I've got to go and learn how to play as well, so that's going to be fun. But yeah, it's more towards. I think I've got to start looking after myself a bit more, and like trying to eat healthier is a good start. But I think I need to start losing the weight a bit more and faster. So yeah, I think it's time I've got to admit defeat and actually start going to a gym. And we got a local one that is 35 quid a month, and it is basically one of those like you just turn up and you just do what you think you need to do. No like massive programs. There's one of those ones around here. They do like big programs of like, hey, we'll get you fit in like 12 weeks, blah 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 blah. I looked into it. It's like £150 a month. I was like, I don't have £150 a month to spend on a gym. But you get a personal trainer, you get a diet program, and I'm like, that's too much. I can't spend £150 a month and then have to buy the food they're going to tell me to eat. So what I need to do is sit in a calorie deficit, and I need to just burn off an extra like 500-600 a day. Basically, just do it slowly, but enough to actually make it actually look like I'm doing something. So that's the plan, and that's sort of, I've got to be honest, sort of where I'm looking at. If I'm going to be honest, I sort of need to. Yeah. This is my sound. This may sound strange, but watching people play Hybridsteel, I can't seem to find anyone who fully love watching because no one does it how I would. Exactly why I don't play the game with other people. Right, I'm going to keep moving it, aren't I? Thankfully, I left my bulldozer down here. This takes a couple of minutes. Let me just get the last of that dirt up this one. I'm going to move the conveyor belt so we can like just take out the lumps underneath. Sorry I keep doing paragraphs. It's alright, mate. At least you're talking. It's all good. Yeah. Yeah, so for me, I mean, I can pay the gym fees. I mean, £35 a month was sort of, it sort of works all right for me. So I do need to now. Now, my bulldozer should technically be able to fit underneath this. Did last time I did this. Basically, it's like having a tailings pile. Interesting. What? I don't know, I'll drain the battery faster if I do this. Oh, it was just because that was in the way. It's fine. Donk, how you doing, bud? Also, thanks very much for setting up that bot. It's awesome. Now, people, if you do go into my Discord, you can actually find out if there's any free games on any platform by going onto my Discord and going onto the free games section, where there is now a bot. If you type in #free, it will basically find any game on Steam, GOG, anything. And it's all basically, it'll find all the free games and deals that day. So if you do want to pick up any free stuff, there it is now there. For all people in Discord, not just members. It's pretty cool. So I'm alright with it. So big hearts in the chat for Donk. He's a cool little mod. Gonna be honest, like I wouldn't have thought about it. There you go, that's how we straighten out our tailings pile, which is basically what that is. Up. There we go. GG. Right. That is basically the entire reason why I have a bulldozer down here. Because of that one thing. It helps, man. Not just me, but it helps other people. That's the whole thing. There's people like, I mean, let's say like Michael VX. Hopefully, he takes advantage of it. And the reason why is because he's Egyptian. Everything's really, really expensive for him. So, people like him can really benefit from having something like that there at his disposal. He can sit there and just go, cool, I can now get these free games, you know, and he's got something to do on his channel, or if he wants to play something else. Cast goes gold. How you doing, bud? Yeah, the light sucks. I hate the light in this game. It just does nothing. It's like, hi, we tried a light, but it just doesn't work all right. Okay, whatever. Again, this is the reason why I don't like night cycles in games, because some games are just designed to be too dark. Excellent. Do do da do do. Bongtasia, how you doing, bud? Not sure why you're lolling straight away, but okay. La 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 la. Ha 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 ha. You'll be alright, mate. You'll get there eventually. Hydroneer is the easy one. It's literally just grind. The best mining setup in Hydroneer would be a tier 3 drill. Just here to chill and see how my fellow Leaderboard players are going. Glad to see you're firing on all cylinders. I gotta be honest, man. I'm sort of just I'm learning how to do things on this thing a bit faster. I've never really used the front loader on these before, so sort of just bombing through it really does help, and sort of just hoping it works. So which one are you on here? I don't see your name here unless you are Classy Games. Do, 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 do. Like 11th at the moment, just nicked Kaz. Oh no, you're under. Oh, you got beaten by Exato. I gotta be honest, right? It's nice to be seeing like new people on in the board. So yeah, I'm sort of glad it's there. My time is I'm going to be on this plot, and I reckon this one's going to last me until the end of the season. There's enough gold here for me just to take the whole lot and be happy. I'll take as much as I can dig out at least. Probably watching me into your 20s, depending on how long I go for. I don't see myself retiring, not for a long time. Mainly because I gotta be honest, the way that I do like the videos and streams and stuff, it's not that taxing. But with great power comes great responsibility. Well, we'll just see. Hey, you never know. By that time, Ben, I might have 100,000 subscribers. Maybe. I gotta be honest, if Hydroneer treats me as well as it has in the past, I might be looking at 30k by the end of the year. We'll just have to see how things go. And that's when it gets more interesting as a gaming YouTuber, because once you get to like an established point of like subscribers, games companies then approach you a lot more of like, hey, we want you to do this and this. Instead of having to fight for every key you get given a lot more, because you're seen as like a slightly bigger name in the space, basically. Do you reckon that Ollie and Logan will ever join you on the streams? No. I got this feeling they'll probably just do their own thing, and that's even if they bother doing like anything to do with YouTube. I gotta be honest, I would, as a parent, I would probably advise not doing this until they really understand what they're supposed to do in life. Because I think that if they can figure out their lives better than what I did, then I taught them better. You know, I don't want them to just end up on the online like every other person who tries to be a YouTuber or tries to be an influencer. It's just no, basically. I wouldn't want this on my kids. You know, I mean, the stress that you go through as I've spoken about this before, and I got bitched about it because, like, oh, it's really hard, like, working on YouTube. Go and get a real job. I already did all that, but when it comes to this, I'd rather not see them go down that whole like mental anguish shit that you have to deal with when doing this. I would rather see them actually get educated, go to college or uni, and figure out where they want to be in life instead of sitting on their asses in front of a screen. I want them to do something better with their life than what I did. Sponsorships, finally? I don't know. Maybe. We'll have to see. But I don't want my kids to be like me. You know, I don't want them to like fail in school. I don't want them to be distracted by life, so to speak, because when I was in school, I screwed up. Like, I didn't pay attention in class. I didn't do nothing like I was supposed to do. I could only really be bothered to do certain things, and then I just went, screw it, I'll do it another day, and never did. I want them to have a better life than what I put out for myself. I want them to learn from my mistakes and not be my mistakes. You know? That's just how I see things. If they want to be a YouTuber, they do it as a part-time thing. They don't do it as a full-time thing because it's just one of those things. You do this as a hobby, and then when you're able to support yourself doing it, that's when you can do this as a job. But until then, it's basically a hobby. It's a part-time gig, man. Unless you're very good at what you do and you're able to get the viewers and stuff. But even then, by the time they're like older, and if they wanted to do this, the competition is going to be like so much more than it is now. So they would have to really fight for it and do something just spectacular just to even be seen at that point. So no, I want them to live a better life than me. That's just me though. I don't want them to fail. Even if they're complete buttheads now and they can push my buttons, and they have done, and I've screamed and shouted at them in the past, I want them to be better than me. That's all I can hope for. That's sort of why I like doing all the short stuff and like trying to put little messages into what I say out there, because no one needs this as their job unless this is what they really want to do in life. Yeah, and it comes with you're not just doing a 9 to 5 anymore. You're doing a much longer day. So if you want to work like 70 hours a week on videos and only see maybe a couple of $100 a month or a week, you know, then that's what you're going to choose. But earning potential on the platforms is harder because of the amount of work you have to put into just one video. My advice is that I gotta be honest, I earned a lot more when I was working full time than I did now. So that just goes to show where I don't want them to be here. They'll probably keep asking about what I do and everything, but you know, I think they understand I think Logan sort of understands what I do. Ollie's not so much. Oh yeah, the random stuff in my head will always come out. That's just me. That is, whatever happens, happens, you know? And whatever I say, if I say it, it means I wanted to say it. Hopefully they go past the stage of you get paid to play video games. Cool. Yeah. As I said, I want them to see what I do, but I don't want them to do it themselves. I want them to have a better life. You know? I've spoken about this before. I come from like average to a low to average school education. So I had, when I finished school, I had 11.5 GCSEs. The half was just because I got a D in something, basically. And it got to a point where during my school life, I wasn't really paying attention. I stayed on for sixth form because I didn't want to go and get a job. Let's put it that way. And I still even ended up with part-time jobs. But it was part-time and not full-time, and that was it. I was having fun because my friends were still in school with me. Some of them were, at least. Some stayed in for the same reason as me. They didn't want to go out and get a job. They wanted to stay in school. Some of my friends went to college, which is where I should have gone. I should have gone to college. And I look back at that and that's exactly what I should have done. But yeah, if I'd have thought about my life a lot more back then, yeah, things would have been different. As said, in hindsight, what I would have done was I would have done my GCSEs the way I did them. My chosen subjects: art, drama, and graphic design. And then I would have taken that. I would have gone to college. I would have been just straight down that whole art and graphic design thing. And chances are I would have probably come out of it and gone straight into tattooing. Because tattooing's good money. And it's just art, and it's fun, and it's experimental, and you can like express people's feelings and passions onto themselves and treat everyone like a blank canvas, and they have their own things in their life and the reason why they're getting tattooed in the first place. You know, it's all part of just experience, and that's what I would have liked to do. But like nowadays, I couldn't do it. I couldn't be a tattooist now because of just the odd positions you have to be in just to be able to tattoo it, and the backache on it. When I was out like DJing and stuff, there was a guy I used to know called Mike, and he worked at a local place, and he was a tattooist, and at 32 years old he was always complaining about his back. 32, and he was a damn good artist, but at 32 years old he was like, nah, you know, I had to do this session today, it was 6 hours long, my back's killing me. So that's 6 hours, and it's because he has to be hunched over the whole time, and it's like back strain constantly. It's like, it sucks, you know. Oh, it's 99%. Yeah, I was going to say there is some dirt on the way. I can wait for one to happen. Yeah, tragedy can create joy. Just you have to sort of like take that in a step and just be like, okay, what sort of positives can I take from this? You started the dealer sim today. See, I'm looking into that after I've been rushed out. Like after I've finished like all my like commitments, I would say for the next like few months. Dealer sim looks like a laugh. I reckon it'll be a fun little game to play. So yeah, I'll look into it at some point. I'll go and check my workers in a minute, see if anyone wants to work for me. Probably not. Will you stream over the weekend? Potentially well, I mean all the while I'm doing Gold Rush, yes. So Saturday I'll do my normal like 6 hour, well 5 to 6 hours. Sunday if I'm not really doing anything, yeah, sure. I'm basically streaming like this until it's finished. So, and like I said, this is going to be my last leaderboard for a little while. So yeah, it's just sort of keeping up with the appearances on this one. I don't know if I probably won't win, but yeah, we'll see what happens as going into like the end of the season. Because I know some people just like pitter off and they don't keep around. Right. When is the season ending? 24 days. There's actually a counter for it now. What place am I in? I am in Nighthawk. What do you mean, what place I am on the leaderboard? Because you little weasel over there taking me. Sorry, man. Yeah, I'm 21st. I wouldn't even say I'm a good player at this. I'm just chilling. Sorry, not sorry. That's the attitude to have, that is. Sorry. Not sorry. Go for it. As said, I play it just because it's fun. Like, the only reason why I'm literally playing Leaderboard is because it's the only reason why it's the only way I can play this game now. Like, I've played the game way too much and I can't play normal anymore. I can't play it anymore because it's like, it's the grind, and then trying to cover it into videos and stuff is just, it's next to impossible for like determination. But if I play Leaderboard, generally I actually enjoy playing it, and just having like a little bit of competition in the background makes me want to play it more. But I'm not going to be like the best ever. Like, I've got a couple of Dazzling. Thank you very much for following over on Twitch. Most appreciated. But yeah, so my plan after this is I'm going to take a couple of months off. I've got stuff to do. Hybridsteel's update comes through as well. Got a bit of Out of Order playing, keep up with news on that and look familiar. And then I'll probably be back on like Leaderboards maybe after sort of around September onwards, really. So we'll have to see. I've been looking at insults for some reason, and I've decided old Shakespearean insults are the best. You squelched down old decrepit bog of a fool, of a boot. Okay. Hey Hybrid, did you see Hybridsteel is in closed beta? I did, yes. We shall see if we all get in. Yeah, they got announced today. I was like, "Ooh, cool! I might get in if I do." The worst part is, even if I get in, I'm not even, because last time I was in a beta, I'm not allowed to talk about it. Like, being under an NDA just sucks. So even if I was allowed to play it, even if like Max tomorrow just went, "Hey, Hybrid, we're giving you access in, you know, you can start testing the game," I would literally sit here and just go, "Okay, cool." I still wouldn't be able to talk about anything that I see in that game. So even if I do get in, I'm not allowed to tell you anything at all, because I've been under NDAs before and I've seen people get booted out before. There was a guy in the last beta. This was when we were just, I think it was 2.3. He literally went in there, opened it up, and he was given beta access to that version of the game, and then he was thrown out because he was basically showing people what he was doing. It's NDA, you're not allowed to say anything. So even if I do get into the closed beta, I am not allowed to tell you. I'm not allowed to say anything about it. I'm not allowed to talk about anything I see. The only things I'm allowed to talk about is the trailer, because it's public. Everybody has seen the trailer. You're allowed to ask for my opinions about what I would like to see in the game and stuff, but if I get in, I ain't allowed to talk about it, what I see. So it's a tough cookie, really is. And the last couple of betas I've been in, like, some people have been like, "Oh dude, yeah, can you talk about this?" I'm just sitting there going, "Yep, no, I can't say nothing." I stream right now, but there are plenty of Gold Rush streams, and my 3-year-old daughter is attached to my hip. Oh, yeah, thankfully my kids are in bed. And they're in bed now, and it's nice and quiet, and it's peaceful. It's been a long day. What if what you'd like to see is actually in the beta? Well, what I would have to do then is, because I say it live stream, thankfully there'll be a record of it. So that's the plus side. That's the plus side to streaming and talking, right? Is everything I say is a document. So if I say like, "Hey, you know, guys, you know, there might be this flying unicorn in Hybridsteel, blah 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 blah," and if it actually happens, then I'm like, "Okay, cool. Well, I didn't know about it because here's the record of me actually saying it at a certain time and day." So the plus side to being a streamer is that everything I say is recorded as a proof that I didn't know shit before, basically. So, yeah. So that's all I can really say about it. It's like, I've said, I've been in a couple of the betas now where Max is like, "Yo, we're under NDA, you can't say nothing." Alright, cool. Put my hands up and just carry on. And then I'll sit there for like 10 hours testing drills and seeing if they can like clip through the ground, which is pretty much how beta testing goes. By the way, I'll put this into perspective. Beta testing is not a glorious thing to happen. Beta testing is fun for about the first hour, because like tests that I've done in the past, you get into it, it's like, "Oh my god, I've got all this to play with," and you're like, "This is really cool." And it's like when like 2.0 came out. 2.0 was amazing, because we went from having stuff that didn't work to having a load, like an extra load of stuff that we just never seen before. So when we were testing 2.0, there was that, I had streams where people were just like, "Hey, you know, have you seen like the beta for 2.0 is coming out?" And it's like, "Yeah, I've seen it," and then I couldn't say nothing. But in the background, I'm just sitting there just going, "I've tested this drill for 3 hours and I can't break it," and so on. But it's not glorious, and you don't get paid for it. It's basically volunteer work. So you volunteer your time, you test a game, and you're basically there to just make sure that it works and that you can't break them. Steve's got like, there's a guy on the Discord, if you've never seen him before, in the Hydroneer Discord, his name is Steve, STEEF, and he's built like in-game tools, like setups and bits to test things, like completely. And I've seen some of his builds, and I'm like, they're crazy, you know. But it has been fun, you know. So, as I said, if I get into the test, it's all good. If not, I'll be sitting here playing Gold Rush. So, I'm all right. And like I did say, I'm going to be playing Hydroneer a little bit in the background, because I've got a couple of things I want to sort out in some of my older builds, and you know, because the new DLC's coming, I want to get these things done, because you know, going by the trailer, we're on a different land, so I can't work on all the other stuff I do now because they're in a vanilla game. So if we're moving to a different land, I can't take my builds with me. So I want to get them sort of finished off, just so like there's no loose ends or like no bits just laying around in certain places. So yeah, I just want to polish them up before I just disappear. I mean, I'm never going to play them again, but it would be nice just to have that save just clean. And then if I'm needed for like, if it's needed for like, because I know Max has said that he wants to do some of the testing, not so much testing, but if you watch the video he's spoken about, he's going to be updating the base game as well. I'm like, that's pretty cool. So he's going to be updating the base game so it works a bit nicer. So I'd still have an actual build that I can run tests on if I get pulled in. And you know, it's one of those things. There's me, Steve, Cherry Cop, and a few others. We regularly get pulled into like beta test stuff. So I can't see why I wouldn't get access. But even if I do get access, just not allowed to talk. All I can talk about is hydroing it up to like 2.3 because it's public, everyone knows about it. And I can talk about everything that's in the trailer because it's public. Jesus loves you. I bet he doesn't. It's that simple. Oh, I might have to put my bulldozer over this. It's getting all bumpy. Has that knocked itself off centre? Oh, it's so close. Oh, it's working, so that's alright. But yeah, I think the one thing I'm looking forward to is when the game eventually goes live. What, April? Is it April 4th or April 5th? April 4th or 5th, one of the two. I'm streaming that day. When it comes out, I'm going to be like, live stream, screw it, we're going to go for it. I'm just going to enjoy it. Get back into the swing of things, man. It's going to be a big thing. And I spoke about how much it's going to cost when I did the reaction video to it. And I'm going to be honest, the price tag for a DLC for a game that's supposed to be like 6 times bigger than its predecessor, you can't really go wrong with that. I know there's people out there who are going to bitch and moan about it, but you know what? The only people that I've seen that are moan about it are the ones in the Discord. And the people in the Discord are... Normally they're like, well, it's an unfinished game. Why is it getting a DLC? It's like, it's not an unfinished game, that's why. You know, it's been out for release since like it came out. It's never been in early access. It's just a cheap game. And I can understand why they're charging for the DLC. It's nice to keep the revenue flowing in the company. It's nice to be able to pay your employees, because that's what Max does now. Especially, you know, he's got 5 or 6 people he pays for now. So DLC, it's going to cost a little bit of cash because he's got to pay them. And if you want more and more content from that game, pay up, basically. I'd be in the same position. If I'm going to be honest, I'll be buying it myself. I'm not asking for a free copy of the game. I'm literally buying it myself because I don't... For a game of the size it is and the price tag, it's not too much of a small feat. You know, it's like, okay, cool, I can afford that. I know there are countries out there that do have a problem with the price tag, and you know, see what happens. Developers are expensive. I don't know. I mean, it's depending on which lifestyle you lead. Like, if you look at like Pirate Software, he's not a very sort of like materialistic developer. He says that his average like spending a month is about $1,500. The rest of it just goes into like the ferret sanctuary he runs and like paying his employees. most of the money he makes from stream that nowadays, he just passes on to like everybody who works for him. I think it's if you donate to a certain link on his streams, basically you're paying his mods because he doesn't take that money. You talking about Hybridsteel or Out of War? Talking about Hybridsteel. I'm not in a beta group for Out of War. I've got to be honest, Out of War takes a lot of time to do stuff. It's a bit like playing this. Like if you do like a consecutive season on this game where you're going to document everything for videos, you've got to put 150 hours in happily just to record a decent series, which is a lot of time. Same with Out of War. I mean, just to build a mine is really expensive. It's like time consuming in that game. How you doing, Andres? Right, let me just flip between the vehicles. Where are we up to? 42%. Cool. Welcome to the live stream. How do they decide who gets into beta testing? I might have missed your response. So normally what happens is it gets put into a small group of people to start with. As said, like people like the Hybridsteel nerds like myself. So you'll get people like me, Cherry Cop, Steve, people who have done a lot for the game already, who have like basically earned their way to where we are. So like I said, if I get into early access or if I get into the beta, I'm not allowed to say nothing, not allowed to do nothing. If we get in and he lets us up, so we'll probably get if I have to go off of like last time, we'll probably be like 2 to 3 weeks of just behind the scenes testing, just to make sure nothing falls through the scenery. We'll be doing repetitive tasks over and over again, basically the non-glorious stuff of like everything tested. And then after about 3-4 weeks of that, as it gets closer, Max he'll start to look into opening up the doors to a few more people. He'll choose those people, or they'll be on like his poke leaderboard, and then from there it all just comes out. That's how it's worked in the past. I mean, it's actually a fairly decent system because it just means the people he puts into a beta are people that he trusts or have earned their way up to a certain point. So again, you just have to sort of like hope, basically, more than anything. That's just how it's worked in the past. That's how he works it all the time, and it's a fairly decent system. And if you get into that whole Hydra nerd section, it's literally just people like me talking about random crap. We talk about Hybridsteel when like there's new stuff. Most of the time, I would say for the last couple of weeks, I think it's been like Cooper who's just been posting like SpaceX launches. that's the nerd lounge. But yeah, it's been alright. But it's one of those times that Discord will really pop off when it comes to like the new DLC, and then it'll just die off again like it has done in the past. Josh, how you doing, buddy? Thank you very much for kicking by. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. If I get pulled, as I said, if I get pulled into closed beta, I get pulled in. If I don't, I don't. And chances are, I think it's I either get like through, you either get an email or you get a Discord message, and even then it's, you know, if it gets sent to you. Promethean Gaming, you have gifted us a membership. Thank you very much, and Andreas has accepted. Welcome to whichever one you are. Thank you very much for that. Most appreciated. Ding. I don't know how much he paid, so I don't know. It just says one gifted member. You now have access to the Greek name of greatness and a whole bunch of Rick and Morty emojis. Use them wisely. Because we're just going to do this, Morty. We're going to push it way up your butthole. It's going to be good. Don't worry. The pain will go away. There you go. Do you reckon I might get into the later testing? I have no idea. Gonna be honest, I don't know. All I can say about that is just find out later, really. Just a $6 spurge. Thank you very much. I have no idea what $6 is in the UK money. Not from Australia. It's probably like 50p. Sorry, man. So it's most appreciated, thank you. And you're helping out someone in the chat as well, so. It's getting a bit bumpy now. I think I'm just gonna have to bulldoze this straight. Because it's getting to that point where it starts making too many lumps. I'm like, I can't do this. So let me just yep, let me just straighten it up, just push it all up against the wall. See, that's the other thing, like, testing takes a lot of time, like, and it's repetitive, and it's like, it is for people who are just really just want to help the game, but again, it's a lot of time. So, like, the way that testing's gone before is you'll get, like, Max will go, okay, in this update, we've done this, can you guys go ahead and test out your builds on this? And it'll literally be you then have to go off and buy a drill and make sure it doesn't break. Then you have to go off and buy a drill and then see if you can add a conveyor belt to it and then see if it doesn't break. And then you buy a drill and a conveyor belt and see if it does the harvesting and then see if it doesn't break. Basically, repetitive tasks over and over again to make sure that the game doesn't break. The only time I've seen like a proper live fail was when we tested 1.7, I think it was, right? And Let's Game It Out found the only thing that wasn't tested 100%, and it was literally a pipe that he could steal. And because of that one pipe that he could steal, he released that video. He was like, "Hey guys, I'm just going to steal all of this stuff, blah 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 blah." And as soon as it went live and Max saw that video, that was patched out of the game. Josh basically beta tested that game, the one thing that we didn't see, and it was like, jeebus, like that one tiny thing, and he took advantage of it. So yeah, even we've missed stuff. So it's just one of those things. So the hitbox around the shop got made massive. And there you go. Now that floor is all nice. Now I can go back to digging. Hey Hybrid, I started watching Gold Rush Alaska, assuming that is what people refer to as Gold Rush. No, it's probably just the one with Tony Beats and Parker. I'm on season 2, episode 4. I think it does it either pick up? Does it ever pick up? It's about who you following. For the Hoffmans and their crew had a lot of bad... Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, you're watching... It's Gold Rush. Yeah. It just gets called Gold Rush from now on. I think they added the Alaska part after they started making, like, loads of spin-offs. If you want to watch a good one, along with, like, Gold Rush, watch Mine Rescue with Freddy and Juan. Real good. I like that stuff. If you watch Dan Hurd, he did an interview with Juan, and he was at this mining convention in Canada, I think it was. Really good. I really like Juan. He's just like a really down to earth guy. Seems like he's got a lot of time for people, so that's good. Right. What are we up to? 61% with that going, so we're about 65. Okay. Yeah, I've watched... Yeah, that's how I watch them. I've watched all of normal Gold Rush. I've watched Gold Rush, Mine Survival. I watched the new ones with the Hoffman's crew. Basically, Todd was like, you know what, I'm missing mining. I want to go off and mine again. And then he drags his son and Jack out again. And then they go through all their same family crap again. And then they basically do alright again, so... If Max actually hired Josh, it would kind of... Yeah, well, it would also be... Max would have to pay for Josh. And Josh, you know, going by how he treats his channel and stuff, that would be expensive. Josh is like a... If you ever want to test your game, people like Josh are like some of the best people you can have. Like, just playing your game. Because they will find stuff that you probably didn't even think of. Like I said, we as testers, we tested everything in that game. Apart from one pipe. And it was that one thing that he took a full on. So yeah, it was ropey. One thing, and he took advantage. So he's like a second tier like tester. After we've done most of it, and then someone like Josh comes along and breaks the game. It's like, okay, cool, that was broken. Cool, now you know what to fix. But I'm looking forward to the DLC, regardless. It's just going to be... I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to bring a lot more life back to Hybridsteel. I think it's going to be... a lot more new players are going to look at it and just go, you know what, I might give this a go. And at that point, they don't have to buy the DLC. They could just buy the base game and see if they like it. You know, if they don't like it, so be it. You just grab a refund quick or just don't worry about it. That's how I treat games. I treat games very much like that. Most of the time, I don't get refunds. I just don't worry about playing it anymore. I actually got contacted from the guys at Microprose today because I did the video of their Tank Tycoon game, which I gotta be honest, I like it. I think it's pretty cool, but that is just me. Yeah, he was all like, if there's anything you need from us, we can send you out the assets and bits and pieces. And I was like, all I did was a first impression. And he goes, that's cool. Yeah, the game comes out real soon, so, you know, if you do want to do it anymore, go for it. I was like, cool, excellent. I gotta be honest, after playing Microprose games for, like, a long time, and actually, like, getting keys from them is pretty damn cool from my point of view. I've been a fan of theirs for about 30 years, so... XCOM! Back in the day. Yeah. There's one thing that, like, when it comes to testing, it's things like that. Basically, you have to put stuff in certain things or do this, that, and the other, and see if you can come up with a way of breaking the game, and then Max will fix the game. And that's how beta testing works. That's how it's worked in the past. One of the best ones I had was the flying quad bike. Literally, I put a stack of cash on the back of the quad, and all of a sudden it just shot off. It's like, yep, that's broken. Definitely broken. Reckon they fetched the Goliath drills back for tier 5. Miss the old David. I don't know. No, I mean, well, if you look at the trailer to the DLC, everything's changed. It's all lava fed. New piping. Max spoke about a melting system in the trailer as well. So, because there's, going by what he was saying, there's no water that you can like leach from your land, so you have to melt your own ice to produce water to make your factories work. I'm like, cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm genuinely. It's going to be a whole new system that I'm going to have to learn, and then I'm going to have to like teach you, or I have to teach someone. I think most people are quite capable nowadays. Having to melt for water, yeah, I think that's a pretty cool idea. I know it adds just that one extra step to the game, but at the same time, I think it will help people sort of like manage their builds a lot more. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it's gonna be a good addition. But again, we have to see. I think what I'm more sort of like curious about is he talks about a tier system. So you have to build some of the shops in the ground. I'm like, okay. And we get to like choose where to place them in certain plot areas. So I think that's going to be pretty cool, because I would say that probably a lot of us, we're all probably going to do roughly the same thing. But then there'll be like one or two people who like change that order so their village looks a little bit different. So again, that's like a more dynamic thing I'm looking forward to. Do you know if it's standalone or does it unlock the area? So going by what Max said, basically you load into the base game, but it's separate, so you can't take stuff with you. So what I'm assuming is that he's basically got it on a travel system or something. So we're going to, if you play the game right now, you can see Volcaldius in the background. I'm going to assume we just go there from the main game, so you can't take your builds with you. You just end up just like sailing there or swimming there or something. I don't know. I did try to glitch myself under the map when I saw the island in the background. I was like, I wonder if we can get there. So I was playing normal Hydroneer, just trying to flip my truck out. Yeah, I still couldn't do it. So it is there somewhere. Yeah, if you look out into the distance for the harbour, it's burning in the background. I'm like, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Right, 11:24. I want to get like one last bit of cleanup done before I just head off. So yeah, it's like an hour, nearly 2 hours to level off a couple of squares. So yeah, you can see how long this is going to take me to do this. What are we up to? 77. Oh, this is why I want the excavator. Excavator for me would just be so much faster. But I run that risk for digging too deep. Basically, yeah, you're not allowed to say nothing. So I'm allowed to talk about old tests that we've done before, which is things I couldn't talk about when I was in them. But yeah, you're not allowed to say nothing about it. That's how NDAs work. If you get seen, the downside to being a streamer and the plus side is that if people say, well, he spoke about this, blah blah, it's like I've got it all on record. So yeah, you're not allowed to talk about anything. We will never know. Well, there is a time that everyone will know. Is like when those. If I get pulled into testing, yeah, non-disclosure. Yeah, you don't disclose nothing. So the only time that I would, if I did get pulled in, right? So I'm expecting if I do, then I'll get an email or something. If I did get pulled in, then I wouldn't allowed to say nothing. The day that you would find out if I was a tester would be like day of release, basically, because when the day of release happens, that's when the contract's over. It's basically a verbal contract. If you get pulled into beta, you're under NDA. That's what I mean. I've seen people get banned off the game for it. Well, out of the Discord, out of the community for it, because they went into a beta and then they were basically making things public, which Max obviously didn't want to happen, and those people got banned out straight away. And he's very ruthless. He doesn't. It's basically zero tolerance. It's if you fuck up, you will find out. That's. Yeah, you're not allowed to say nothing. Like Split's spoken about like things that when he's under NDA from like if he was under a project of Gold Rush, people know that he's in the in-house team, but he's not allowed to talk about anything that he sees, even if it's just Gold Rush. Well, I'm playing Gold Rush. And I said, I haven't really been around today. I went to the dentist. I had my tooth drilled, and now I'm playing Gold Rush. Like, this has been my day. Like I said, if I'm on Hybridsteel right now, and if I'm on Hybridsteel over the next couple of days, I'm smarting it up, ready for the DLC, because I've got a couple of builds where I just want them finished, so I'll just fudge around on those because they're messy, they're horrible. Like my big builds, I'm like, no, I need to clean up the piping here. I'm going to put the flooring in, do the roofing, because I want to get them finished before I play anything else. Like when it comes to the DLC and stuff. When the DLC comes out, I want those builds finished. So I've got little crappy things to do that are going to take me a few hours. I found a glitch. If you walk out of a store and make an item go poof, then go to the Hydro truck, the item visually appears in your hand. Shouldn't do. If you found that, then you should write that as a bug for the game. There is a bug there is a bug section in the main Discord. You can write that down and they can replicate it. If you can explain how to do it as well, they like it if you can explain how to replicate it, because then it can be done for testing. Like Max or Itchy normally do that sort of thing. Normally Itchy. But yeah, I haven't really been on Discord most of that. I mean, you guys sent me... I found out you guys sent me messages like when I got home. And I was just sitting there just going, I'll be alright soon. And I just forgot to reply. But yeah, even then, I saw you replied in Discord, but that's literally as close as I've got to Discord today. Yeah, it may be easily replicated, but it's always good if you actually have a record. If you have a recorded where it happened to you, then they can follow those steps and they can try again. Like some of the stuff that we found earlier, like there's this really annoying glitch. I think Steve found it in the quad like ages ago, and basically he was doing this one thing to it and it was glitching out, and no one could replicate what he was doing. Even when other people tried exactly how he was doing it, it wasn't behaving the way that he said it was. So it was like it was a mystery. It's a bit like my audio glitch on Out of Ore. No one else has that problem apart from me. So yeah, sometimes there's just like really weird anomalies. Not a problem, pal. Thank you very much for just kicking by, though. It means a lot. Right. Are we close? 94. Let's do one more scoop. This should do it. That's my bulldozer. That should just about do it. So I just need to fill this up. The lights off. And there we go. Bosh. I'm crossing my fingers that's going to be enough for today. So it takes about 2 hours to wipe a row out. Like from start to finish. Well, I did, what, about a row and a half I've done? I don't even know how I started today. But yeah, so 2 hours. It's not bad. It's all at 100. That's one clean out. Right, so before we do this, let's go and fill up this one and turn her off. Up we go, turn off the belt, fantastic. Stick some fuel in her and all. Actually, 80%, this isn't even going to take long. It's going to be done real soon. That goes off as well. Fill this up ready for tomorrow. That's all off. Make sure I've got water. Oh, I almost killed my supply. Been going quite strong, that, which is pretty cool. Right. Hoo-yah. Let's take one of these to the top of the ladder. Right, and when I've done this, I need to check my employees. I know I've said it already, but I have to. Ah. Jesus cow. How you doing, bud? Still need someone to work on this. Literally the only job that I really don't want to keep doing on this game is this. Oh, you gotta do this. You gotta clean up the grating. So boring. So boring. But we should get another 1,000 out of this. Lovely day for watching Cleaning Rocks. Well, sort of. what I really should do is just not process anymore, and then just get a massive jump, and then get people to question their sanity. Not really. You're not going to want to listen to this. Nah, you didn't want to listen to that. Did you discover any of the bugs that are still in the game? Up until 2.4, no. The game was still running pretty damn good by that point. So the only thing that really bugged me about like the later edition of like Hybridsteel was when you go off and make like a really big build to start with. So like let's say your first like 10-15 drills set up on like South Hope or something, and you go to the shop and you spend all the money, and then you like your truck just lagged the crap out, and I'm like, oh man, like that was the only thing I really wish they could fix, but it's hard because it's basically just like pinpoint lagging. But that was back then. I mean, for now, I don't know. I haven't played for a little while, like not since I did my run through. So we'll see. Right, there we go, and there we go. I need to disconnect this hose, reconnect that hose, run the nuggeters, and press play. I hate the nuggeters make too much noise. I wish I could turn down individual icon sections because they're just annoying. Could you quickly pop on to Hybridsteel? Nope. I'm going to bed, mate. I ain't going anywhere near Hybridsteel now. It's getting late and I'm going to be up at 5 in the morning because my kids don't let me sleep. But I'm not going anywhere near, even if I could go near Hybridsteel, I don't really want to. You know, I'm alright for a bit. I'm resting. And I'm playing this. How long's the stream going for? This is the rundown. So I'm going to do another cleanup when I'm done. And then I don't think I'm going to do a cleanup for a little while. I think I'm just going to keep digging. And I'm just going to stack buckets until I haven't got any more. And then I think I've got like 20 something buckets. So I just want to fill up every single bucket I own now. And just carry on. So cleanups just take like a short amount of time. Then it's back to digging. And I'll just keep doing that until until it's done, really. I think that's what I want to do. I know it sounds boring, but I think that's where I'm at. Like, stopping takes too long. So if I just stop for a short amount of time, grab the buckets, clean up with the mats, and then I'm okay. And I got to go and check my employees quick and see if anybody else wants to work for me, and see which positions they are. See if we can shuffle people around, because I got to be honest, I really, really want like more people to work for me, so I don't have to. So I become better. But that's not bad. We've done what we did. An 8 bucket cleanup this, like when I came on, and it's taken me 2 hours to do another 8 bucket cleanup. That's not bad. That's a good pace, in my eyes at least. Right, I'll stick that in there. Stick that in there. Yep. Back to school. We are the leaders of it all. So there you go. 'Cause back in school. Go listen to that song. It's called Back to School by Deftones. That was a good anthem back in my day for like new metal. Good anthem. And the video's pretty cool. And Chino's voice is just amazing. 4,500. It's still going. I bet you can't wait until Ollie and Logan go back to school. No, I can't. They'll still wake me up at 5 o'clock, but I should be okay. That's 667 ounces out of one. That's another 500, 600 out the other one. Still going. 1,200 ounces in 2 hours. It's not the fastest, but it's fun. And like I said, every 6 buckets is basically that for a cleanup for me. Especially at the moment, just knocking through each wall is all good. Right, take that out. Turn that off. Let's go and check my employees now. Need to go and see if we've got some people hanging around. If they want a job, we might be able to give them a job. You never know. The front end loader. Yeah, boy. So go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Right, he's upgraded. He's now like, he's going to be awesome. So level 3, additional slots for miners mosses. I've got to put those on. Damn it. He's going to take a little while to get through. I can still do a change every 2 times though. My mechanic's just about to become a level 70, so that's fine. My excavator driver is 50. He's 50. He's just started really. He's mature. Okay. Suppose better get you assigned to that. There we are. He's a level 1, so hydraulic speed is 2. Oh. 18 isn't that passing? Oh, pleasing. Thank you very much, mate. It's most appreciated. And we got ourselves a front end loader as well, so that's good. The grind shall continue. But at least the hydraulics are going to be faster on there, I think. Oh, I need to buy Do I do it now or do I do it when the other guy's done up? How long has the other guy got? 50%. 50%. So he's got another like 20 days. Fudge. I think I'll keep it to 2 a time right now. Yep. Right. Need to top up my thing. First time all season. My plan is patiently to get a membership after I get the merch thing coming out next month. Yeah, I will be dropping that. I've got to do a couple of little bits to it. Maybe it's mainly just clean it up because there's a few bits I just need to deal with, and then yeah, I'll be ready to release by the end of the month. How you doing on the boards? I haven't seen it since last day. So I've just done another 1,000, like 1,200. Journal leaderboard. I think that is us. 19,913 ounces. Artemis, how you doing? Just waiting for this to fill up now. 799, 100. 66. So that needs filling up for the midnight. Midnight. All right. Okay, cool. Well, there we go. I don't know. Can we see an early picture of what it will look like? Yeah, give me a sec. So, let me just pull up the picture. I just gotta find it. So, most people have seen this design, but that's fine. It just needs a little bit more. I'm just gonna be like, it's gonna be a bit more shading, but that's about it. So that is this one. That's the new t-shirt design. See these little white bits you can see on the edges is where I just need to cut it all up and make sure it's fine. But yeah, that's it so far. And I will be chucking these out as a merch run for next month. So basically through March these will be available. And what I'll do is I'll do them available as a t-shirt to start with, and then if people, you know, then it'll come off sale, and there'll never be another t-shirt design like this. I might chuck it out as a hoodie later on, but there's only gonna be a month's worth of like t-shirts for these, and then I'll remove the design completely. So yeah, if I do, but when it comes up as a merch drop, it will only be for t-shirts to start with, and then maybe 6 months later or 3 months later we'll do a hoodie drop. We'll see how things go. But that's yeah, that's the first design that basically not Gray still plays, but Gray, the tattooist artist who's been in my chat a couple of times, he did the bass drum, and then I basically vectored it off. So yeah, shipping to the US. I will be selling this in both my stores. So one store is actually in the US, the other one's for Europe. So yeah, it'll be one of those. First place at 175,000 ounces. Yeah, I know. And the worst part about having people who can do that is that you have no idea how they're playing the game. In order to do that much gold in 8 days, you would have to be playing like 12 to 16 hours a day. Unless there's something else going on in the background and the developers have found a way of tracking things down. There is a couple of mods that could be used. One of them I'm aware of that basically makes the truck be able to hold like 80,000 tons of dirt. So he could be running that on the side. I don't know. So it's just one of those things. But yeah, it's going to be a t-shirt one drop, and then it's going to be a hoodie another. I'll do a hat for it as well. You know, that sort of thing. But it's just literally just going to be a one-off vote. It's not going to be constantly for sale, basically. But yeah, I want to say thank you very much for kicking by. This has been Hybridsteel. If you have enjoyed this video or live stream or anything I do on here, yeah, there's a couple of mods for like Gold Rush you can get your hands on. I'm not sure where you get them from because I don't use them, but there is a mod that I believe that even the Drews was using. where you're able to basically have like 80,000 tons of dirt in the back of the truck, and you just basically empty it out completely, and you basically just dig out a massive section and it's just done. Yeah, he has always put. Yeah, so I don't know, but I know that if it does look really suspicious, the mods will look in. The devs will look into it, because at the moment, if you look at everybody's numbers, and I'll bring it up now. So if you look at everybody's numbers, they're all around the same sort of era. Anything between like, I mean, you know, there's 20,000 up to like, I would say 20,000 to 70,000 was a good like average. But I'm not sure how 175,000 is good. But apart from that, yeah, I don't know. I can't say anything bad, but it's up to the devs now. Just see what they say. But until my next one, I'm going to say peace out, have fun, enjoy everything you guys do. Have a great rest of your evening, day, afternoon, morning, or whatever time it is for you. And I'll catch you all in another one. Have a great rest of your weekend, or weekend when we get there, because it's Friday tomorrow. Catch you later. Bye bye for now.